is a 2010 GM 5.3 liter. He went to go turn it over and it just clicked. I checked power to the starter and it's not kicking the starter over. The starter is located behind this wheel well. So we're gonna take the tire off and jack it up, take the wheel off, and then we're gonna put a jack stand under there. I always recommend using a jack stand. I actually probably won't, but then again, you know, I live my life on the edge. The negative cable of the battery, so you can see right there. Here's the positive, negatives back here, disconnected it. I went ahead and removed the wheel so I could get access. If you want to pull this cover right here, it's a lot easier to get to the starter. The starter is right behind it right here. I still have, and to get to the, I used a 13mm socket, and you take the bolts out right here for the two. I've already moved it a little bit, but this is the starter right here. And the two bolts are right here. Use a long extension, break them loose, pull them out, and then, all right, got the starter out. Super easy. You don't even have to take this off. Like I say, it's easier if you want to, but I just kind of bent it back and finagled it. I was able to disconnect the battery lead and the terminal lead through here, and then I just kind of pulled it back, and you're able to pull it right through this large gap, right through here, and right off. There she is. Now let's get that new one. All right, so slid the new starter in on this GM. New starter's right there. Now I'm going to attach the battery cable, bolt it down, then I'm going to snap in the little terminal, and then I'm just going to twist it and bolt it right back up. Alright, got the starter back in there, and then I just loosely put the bolts on through the bottom of the motor. I'm going to take my extension, snug them up. Now I'm going to tighten it up, and it should be ready to go. Alright, got that brand new starter replaced. Now we're going to change the oil and filter. Here is our drain bolt. And here is our oil filter. See, it's all nice and leaky. Definitely time to change this black oil. So, got our 15mm socket. There we go. Got that loose. And now it's gonna shoot pretty far. Let's see if we can control it with the drain bolt. Hopefully not coat my arm with it. Black oil. That's what we like to see. Alright, got the oil change or drain. Now we're going to do the filter. This is a really cool little oil filter tool. It tightens up as it reverses. Pretty awesome. Fits on a multitude of filters, so very nice. Been re-welded once or twice back together. But change that filter out. Whoop, whoop. This is the new oil filter. I always like to take a thin layer of grease and apply to the O-ring or oil, whatever you want to use. But make sure you got some kind of lubricant on it, so when you tighten it down, it doesn't stick and pinch and blow out. I've seen it. It sucks. Alright, we're going to attach that oil filter now. Alright. Gonna put that new oil filter on there. I always like to take a rag and make sure the surface is clean for the oil filter. Make sure the old O-ring didn't stick to it. You don't want to double O-ring it up on the filter. It'll just cause oil leakage and pressure problems. Got it cleaned up. Now we're gonna screw it on, and I'm gonna hand tighten it and then fill this baby up. All right, we have the oil and filter changed. This is the oil fill. Take the cap off, funnel in. You're gonna definitely need a whole gallon, and you just dump that straight in there. That one's done. Then we got a little extra to top her off. All right, so I already dumped the gallon in there. Now I'm gonna recheck it with the dipstick, see where it's at. Insert it all the way down in there, and then check it. And we're on the third hole. So that's after we run it where you want it to be. So right now we're gonna go ahead, and it still has to fill the oil filter up as well. See right there, it's on the third hole. So we're gonna go ahead and it's gonna have to circulate through the motor, fill the oil filter up, so it's gonna be pretty close. So we're gonna go ahead and dump this other quart in, and then we already poured in the 1 gallon. We're on the 3rd hole. So we can get you, yep, see right there. All right, and this is before I started it. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump this other quart in, and then once I start, it's gonna circulate through the motor, fill the oil filter up, and then I'm gonna shut it off, let it sit for just a minute, and then push it, the dipstick in, pull it out, wipe it off, reinsert it, pull it back out, and it should be right there.